Hello everybody, today we're going to work on the therapy balls. If you have a couple of therapy balls, if not you use tennis balls or any other balls. If you don't have balls, it's not the end of the world. You can fast forward from this, or you can just lay down on your back on the block. So what I'm showing here, how to put the balls up here right above the shoulder blades area, right above the shoulder blades, close to the neck. That's when we hold a lot of tension. So I roll to one side and put the ball in, and roll to the other side and put the other ball in, and I have a block underneath the pelvis to support the pelvis. The arms can go back alongside the ears. You can also lift your feet up, and then from down you can move your arms around. I call like seaweed arms. Excuse me. You can move the arms a little around, out to the sides, up and around, right and left if you like. You can also keep the feet planted, this is just but really what we're trying to do is push some pressure into the balls so that they can massage you. It's like a deep tissue massage feeling, right? It goes into your upper back, there in that shoulder blade region above the shoulder blades. As you move it around. And you can do other options with your legs as well too. But really breathe into that stretch. Breathe into the sensation here. It's a lot of tension. And all that tension goes also into the shoulders and into the wrist, into the palms and hands and fingers. So you want to try to alleviate some of that stress up there. Some of that tension and tightness. So just spending a little bit of time to do this kind of thing, it helps to prepare the body to go deeper. But it also, think about it as a massage, or think about it as digging into where there's like fascia and the tendons of the muscles. The tightness of the muscles is what you're really stretching to. It's just another way of stretching. Now if you want to move on, you can move the balls down to the shoulder blades, in between the shoulder blades. And you can rock a little side to side too. You can rock up and down the spine. Side to side on the balls. You can breathe in, breathe out. And you can take your balls down to the mid to lower back, down into the sacrum area, and rock a little side to side there. I like to just breathe and roll around on the balls. And you always find these kind of tight places that need a little extra care, a little extra love. Moving and breathing. Again, you can also take the balls other places, like down to the buttock area, on either side the buttocks. And then you can remove the balls from here on. As you pull the knees in, let's roll the knees a bit around. And taking into a figure four with the right ankle across the left thigh. Grounding down your spine and the buttock area. The buttocks kind of relaxing towards the sticky mat. Opening up the hips. Taking the right leg across to the left side for a bit of a twist. But see how you plant the right foot on the side. The left hand catches the right ankle. And then from there on, you can open up the right side chest. The right side ribs, the right side. As you're opening up that area. Mindfully breathing in and out. Then you come back to center and release it out. Now take the left ankle across your right leg for figure four. Hands around the right shin. Then the shoulders drop back and down. And the buttocks as well. Breathing in and out. Scooting your leg here, your left leg over to the right side. And opening up the left arm. Turning your ribs to the left, the organs to the left. As you're breathing. And coming back to center. Again, circle the hips and the knees around. And then grabbing on the back of your legs. You're rocking back and rocking forward. Eventually coming up all the way to all fours, hands and knees. Melting your chest into your puppy dog stretch. Have your toes tucked. Buttocks moving backwardly and the chest coming down but also forward. I stretch my chin forward, or if not, you can put your forehead down. From here, as you lay down onto the front of the body into a sphinx pose, elongate the right and left leg back and circle your head, your neck around. Your thighs grounded. You could take the left arm underneath the right and the right arm in front of the left. And let the upper back and the upper chest there expand as you're breathing. Slowly here. Coming out into Sphinx again. Roll the head a bit around. Take the right arm under and the left on top. Again, you can bend your knees. Let the thighs and the hips relax towards the sticky mat. Breathe into your upper back, shoulder blade area, chest. Coming back to Sphinx again, you can let the head roll around and lift the elbows up, finding your cobra position. So if you have a bolster or pillow, you can place it underneath the stomach area where the stomach meets the frontal ribs. And then you have a block, you can move it up and over you, behind you, up and over with the right arm, and the left hand carries it. The left hand carries it underneath you. Just kind of, moving the block from right hand to the left hand and left hand to the right hand. Going back and forth to getting your shoulders a little more open, chest, the legs to ground down, the other back to lift. Lifting the chest a little more on the arms. And then lower down to rest your body over the bolster. From here on, coming up to cobra, just stretch the front of the body. And take a little roundness, a little arch on the inhale, a little round as you exhale. A little arch as you inhale, a little round as you exhale. And then lower all the way down on the pillow, bolster, whichever you have. Coming up to all fours, so you can remove the bolster or the pillow off to the side. And we'll meet up into downward facing dog. Adho Svanasana. Might feel good to lift your heels up and down, bend the knees, for example. Roll a little forward, roll a little back, roll a little right, roll a little left. So you could also take your right leg out to the right and down, left leg out to the left and down. Right, getting those outer leg muscles turn on a little bit more. The outer hip muscles, the outer legs to become a little stronger. And you can walk the feet to the hands and just kind of hang out over the legs. Find your chair pose and sweep the arms down and back. And again, coming up to chair, inhale. And sweep the arms down, relax the head, arms back. Again, you lift into chair pose, arms up, sweep the arms, chest down and back. Inhale, sweep the arms up. And again, sweep the arms down this time. Hang down, forward fold. You might find your way up into a little handstand. Here you could lean into the arms and bend the knees. And see if you can get your hips up above the shoulders. It might be possible to get those hips up. Maybe. Floating with Zen. You can jump back or walk back and inhale into your upward dog or cobra. And then exhaling back to your down dog. Mindfully breathing in and out. And breathe the length of your spine. Moving the top of the buttocks back. Yeah, then either you walk your feet to the hands or you jump the feet to the hands, top of the mat, and lengthen up halfway ardha. And fold down and in towards the thighs, knees, and shins. Exhale. Sit back, chair pose. Drop the buttocks, lift the arms. Inhale. Come up to standing Tadasana Mount Pose. As you sit down, take a chair. Inhale, look up. Open the arms full forward, lengthen, and the knees. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come up halfway. You can walk the feet a little back. Bend the knees and maybe you set up for a little kicking up into that handstand. Again, this is all optional. Again, you can also use the wall, of course, as you either jump back or walk it back. Inhaling to upward dog or cobra. And exhale to downward dog. Again, you feel the upper thighs moving back, the middle of the thighs moving back, the lower thighs moving back. Maybe even come down to forearms and wiggle the feet in, or set the knees down and up. You kind of drop the knees, tap and back up. Bend the knees to tap it and back up. Bend the knees to tap and back up. Inhaling and exhaling up and down with the knees. Or if you like a little more, walk it in. You can also kick up or lift the right leg and then the left leg will follow into your form stand, form pinja. And then you just come down. And you might walk it in or jump into the hands. Lengthen out halfway with the inhale. Fold under, exhale. Sit back, chair pose, inhale. And come up to standing, Tadasana Mount Pose. Drop the buttocks, inhale, chair. Open out, fold forward, exhale down. Inhale, lift up and lengthen. Again, a little handstand. You can jump up a couple times, that handstand. Again, you can always use the wall. You can go to the wall to play with that version there. You can walk it backwardly. Yeah. You might jump back from there or step it back, going through your own vinyasa. Or again, you can skip and meet in down dog. Vinyasa is just there to build a little extra strength and to reset the body and to open up the front of the body and the back of the body. As you find your way back to down dog, the right leg extends up. As the right leg extends up, set your left elbow down. And you can always move the right leg out to the right side to kind of test your strength, right? Test your stamina. Then you lengthen the right leg to the back of the room. Square the pelvis and the shoulders. Even out into the hands. Keep lengthening up to the upper right leg. Draw the knee in tight. Place your right foot in between your hands as you set down the left knee. Coming up to the low lunge. Like that left hip comes a little forward, the right hip moves a little back. You can bend in elbows, prana mudra. Exhale. Inhale, sweep the arms up and back. Bending the elbows down and in. Go one more like that. You're stretching the arms outwardly and backwardly. Bending the elbows in. Putting the hands down either side of the leg to flex your right toes upward. Take the heel down into the sticky mat. You can move your head a bit around too. Maybe sit back on your heels. And dropping down. You would take your forehead down towards the inside of the right leg. Bending back into the right knee. Plant the left palm. Sweep up the right hand. And roll into your flip dog. The right foot steps behind the left as you widen and opening up more and more and more. And then come around. From there on, you can keep the right leg bending into the upward dog, floating right foot to the back of the head. Inhale here. Exhale, pull the knee in tight to the chest, over to the left side. Falling star. Open up the left arm. Circle around, everybody. Maybe even catch a hold of the right foot with the left hand. Placing the right foot alongside the inner right hand. And open yourself up to warrior two. Settle in. Catch your breath. Roll the left ribs and chest back. Go wider from the shoulder to shoulder, chest to chest. And rotate the right side open up over the head. Maybe left hand behind the sacrum, lower back. Then side angle pose, right palm down. Could be on a block or the mat. As you breathe, I take those outer ribs and frontal ribs in and lengthen left leg. Come back to the warrior two again. And exhale with the side angle pose, this time a bind. Right hand wraps, right arm wraps internally inside of the right leg. The left arm behind you as you're breathing. From there on, you bend into the left knee. And you can keep the right arm down with the left arm lifted. You can also keep the left arm down with the right arm lifted. As you're breathing there. Coming around. And to the left side for the floating upward dog there, cobra I should say, now up dog, cobra. And exhale to down dog. Left leg lifting up and back, bend knee, open up. You can set the right elbow down. You can move that left leg out to the left, up and back. You can also square the pelvis off, stretching the left leg back and up. Take the floating ribs in, stretching that right leg back. And slowly pull the knee in tight to the chest. Tight, tight, tight. And then step the left foot through. You're going to set down the right knee. Move that right hip bone forward. Left thigh back. Take the arms overhead. Inhale. Bending the elbows as you bend into your back. Elbows in. Inhale. Stretch the arms to the back of the room. And again, exhale. Draw the elbows towards the ribs. And again, extending the arms back and back. And again, elbows in. Setting your hands down outside the left leg, flexing the left toes up and fold towards the left leg. You're flexing up, you're folding down towards the left leg, you're breathing in and out. You might tuck your right toes under, sit back towards your right heel. Again, dropping the forehead down inside the left leg of yours. Once you come out of that, plant your right palm and the left hand up to the ceiling. We're going to take our left foot and step behind the right to that flip dog version. Breathing there. Roll around, the left leg is bent. Shifting into that upward dog, left foot towards the back of the head. Inhale. Pull the knee to the chest. Exhale. Slide across to the right side. And reaching and lifting up that right arm of yours. You might even catch the left foot with the right hand. Pull it up towards the inner left arm. Now planting the left foot alongside the inner left hand. Coming up for warrior 2. You got your heel to arch alignment. Shoulders rolling open. Now left palm facing up. Reverse your warrior as you're breathing here. And you can take your left hand down, outward side of the foot with the right arm overhead. To breathe. Side ribs, front ribs in. Maybe left arm alongside the inner leg. You could take a nice bind on the inner leg. And then slowly bend into the right leg, finding your skandasana. Right hand stays down, left arm over the ear. And we spin to the right side, framing the right foot. Coming through your chaturanga, right foot may hover as you roll through into upward dog. And lift the booty up and back, down dog. Now adding on, you have your right forearm down. Slide your left fingertips back in line with the right elbow. And I play will come a bit up, otherwise set the left knee on the left elbow and take the right leg to the ceiling. Option putting the head down instead, so the top of the head can always come down to the mat. Maybe try the other side, the right leg is lifting, so now the left elbow is down, the right fingertips in alignment with the left elbow. As you're going upside down, or maybe put the knee on the arm and lift up the left leg. And the right form is down. Left fingertips, you can put the left shoulder on the block. You can walk in the left knee on the left elbow, lifting up the right leg. So that's an alternative, right? You can always, it's like a modification to what we just did. Putting a block underneath the shoulder definitely helps for the balance. Of course, using a wall would also help with the balance. But if you try to do it in the center of the room and learning how to be upside down in the center of the room, trying to do this without the wall is something you want to strive for, right? Something that will give us more confidence. And practicing that over and over again will give you that confidence that you feel you can do it in the center of the room. So you don't really need the wall. But also, let's say you have 2 blocks and you put them up on the third height, the highest height, and you put the shoulders up on the blocks and the hands right behind the blocks. And you walk in and try to lift up one or both of your feet up. Now, see how my head is lifted? Then you can also put the head down, of course. And you can also put the knees up on the elbows. And again, just alternating the legs, for example. You can also sit the head down, lift both legs up, like I'm demonstrating right here. This will give you that stability you may need, you know. Now, a little plank on the shoulders here. You have the blocks underneath each of the shoulders. And you can plant the hands. You can always lift the hands. You can set the knees down. You know, anything like that. Or maybe you can lift the hands up. Then when you need it, you just take a break. Good. Now turn your hands around. Get a stretch on your forearms. Get a stretch on your wrist and palms. You can also lift the palms up. Get a finger stretch. Or maybe turn the hands inside out. The inner palms facing up. As you may rock a little side to side. As you're breathing in and out. Yeah, slowing down. One more, yeah. And then from down, you can set your right forearm down. Again, you can lift up that left, maybe left leg, and then you can bend the right. Find balance. Again, I encourage you to use the wall if this is a little too much in the center of the room. And you will be a little tilted to the right side when you do that too. It is a little bit tilt to the right. Now you set your left forearm down. You got your right finger planted, right fingertips in line with the left elbow. You lift up the right and then, or the left leg and then the right leg. And you come down slowly. Again, you can turn your hands around, get a little stretch on the wrist and forearms. Coming up onto the knees and the shins. You make your way up into a camel pose, Ustrasana. You can have your hands on the buttocks. You can have the hands down the legs. You can even crawl the hands up more to the mid-back, around the rib cage, and support the rib cage with the hands. Waiting there for a bit to breathe into that. Maybe just one hand down. And then you can switch afterwards, you know. Then from here on, set the forearms down onto the mat. Walk in the feet into forearm stand, Pincha Mayurasana. Option again to use the wall, but see how it kind of Have one leg straight and one leg bent. Here, straighten one leg, but also bending the other leg, pointing it outwardly. And then you can switch like that in the air or come down. Again, this can be done by the wall, so you need to be a little bit away from the wall if you were to use the wall. And if you need any help, you can always leave me comments or questions. So breathe into that back body, mid back, lower back, the sacrum, the kidney area as you breathe into that. Slowing down. So rabbit pose, catching on to the back of the heels, and on the top of the head you're lifting the hips up and back. When you're done with the rabbit, you come down to seated for a Janushasana, but a little wide opening up into a side Janushasana. You got your right leg on the right shoulder blade against the inner leg, and left shoulder base against the inner left leg. So we're doing the left side there. The right knee's one that's bent, the left leg's one that's straight. So switching side, you put the left foot alongside the inner right leg, and you kind of working that right shoulder against the inner right leg, right shoulder blade against the inner right leg as you slowly straighten the leg. You take a little bit of that length out over the leg as you're breathing there. A little side bending action here. You can the side ribs, front ribs in. Good. Coming up slowly into a seated forward fold. Actively turn the feet upward, the toes up, and the toes back towards you, like the pinky toe, the big toe, back towards your knees, back towards your head as you fold in half. And as you're breathing mindfully there, to come up. You have your bolster for the final pose Shavasana. Option Shavasana here, about 5 minutes. Feel free to do, skip if it is. But again, it is the most important pose, they say, Shavasana, to rest the mind. And of course, resting the body, but also the mind. We are so busy constantly. Noise everywhere and around us. So this is a nice time to kind of really let go, and no technology, nothing, right? Just you and your body and your breath. As you roll the shoulders under, the buttocks under, the feet roll out to the side. This is for you. And then coming to an end, slowly to Shavasana. Can I move the hands and the feet around? A nice little stretch. You may roll off to the side. Pressing into the hands to come up and sit. Crossing the legs. Namaste. Little bye. Om Shanti 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 Om. Peace and lots of love for everyone. Thanks for being here.